Hey there guys, NintendoPSX back and welcome NintendoPSX back. NintendoPSX here and welcome back to some more Sinnoh Classic Masters Division, this time against Ruby Runner with a Ditto, Gyarados, Jolteon, and Gardevoir. Now this battle is a long and annoying battle, I'm just going to tell you right now, but it was not a fun battle to play, it was not a fun battle to be a part of. I somehow clinched out a victory, but I don't even think I deserved it. Anyways, they lead with Jolteon and Gardevoir. I immediately go right into the Brave Bird on the Gardevoir, finishing that off. I didn't want to deal with the Gardevoir right now, so I just removed that from play. So the Jolteon goes for a Discharge, not going to do much on Zapdos, but does enough on Crobat where it finishes it off. So unfortunately, Crobat was able to just trade 1-for-1 with the Gardevoir. And I went for the Heat Wave, just in case the Gardevoir didn't get finished off by a Brave Bird, and it did a decent amount of damage to the Jolteon. So next comes out my Toxicroak, and next comes out their Gyarados. So Gyarados goes for the Intimidate. That's not very good for my Toxicroak at all. That's very much a hindrance. They withdraw the Jolteon and brings out the Ditto, so it becomes Zapdos, which immediately makes this battle the hell it became. This was with the start of my fall. So I went for the Fake Out on the Ditto. I was aiming for the Jolteon, but instead I went for the Zapdos. And since my Zapdos has the hidden ability Static, I got paralyzed. So I went to go for the Thunder on the Gyarados, but it missed. They used the Earthquake. Doesn't hit anybody but my Toxicroak, but Toxicroak does survive it, though it's not going to be surviving for much long, unfortunately. Leftovers heals a little bit of damage that I did take from the things before it. They switch out the Gyarados and brings back Jolteon. I should have seen that coming, unfortunately, but I did not. I do land a Sucker Punch on Ditto before Toxicroak is, thrown down to the ether. That Ditto, Zapdos uses Thunder on its own Jolteon to heal it with his Volt Absorb, which is a very smart move. And then they go for the Heat Wave, able to finish off Toxicroak and take a little bit of damage on Zapdos, but a little more than usual because of the critical hit. So I heal the bit of damage I did take there with Leftovers once again. Leftovers really helping me out that match. And then I throw out Rotom. Now, the Jolteon goes for Light Screen, and then this battle just becomes a freaking drag. I swear. So I go for the Hidden Power. It's not going to do much at all. It doesn't really do anything. None of the moves do anything. But the Zapdos goes for Roost. Heals up. This battle becomes a stall wall fight to the death. It's... oh my goodness. Regardless, I go for the Will-O-Wisp on the Jolteon. I'm saying, well, if I can't defeat the Jolteon normally, I'll just have to hit it with a Will-O-Wisp. But it was holding onto a Lumberry, so it healed the burn away. Yippee-ki-yay for me. So Jolteon begins to use Toxic on my Zapdos, and that's immediately a horrible, horrible sign, because that means I'm on a time limit to death. But I go for the Heat Wave, thinking maybe it could do some kind of damage, and it does shit for damage. They go hit me back with another Heat Wave, also does shit for damage. This time I go for the Will-O-Wisp once again on Jolteon, knowing it doesn't have a Lumberry or any way to heal that burn, so I'm able to successfully land that and successfully just get it some DPS over time. Unfortunately, my Zapdos is poisoned, badly poisoned, because it was by a Toxic, so that's no bueno, and I did not kind of want to have that on my shoulder. But it's whatever. They go for the Shadow Ball on Rotom. Doesn't do much. Rotom especially defensive. I made it that way. They go for another Heat Wave. Again, not really doing much. He's just trying to whittle me down because he knows he has the Toxic, and that Rotom can't really do anything to these guys. Try to go for another Hidden Power. It does a somewhat amount of damage, and I try to go for the Hydro Pump. Equally does somewhat damage, but again, that Light Screen is really helping them out, making sure that my special attack moves just don't, finish them out, don't get them in that one-hit KO. Well, it wouldn't really be a one-hit KO, but you know what I mean. Burn is going to do a decent chunk to Jolteon, and Jolteon saying, well, you know what? Before I die, you're going to get poisoned. And I'm just like, ow, that's no bueno. But I got my Lumberry, so I'm able to eat that, cure my poison, and continue my fight. So the Ditto uses the Thunder on Jolteon, once again using Volt Absorb to heal it, because he knows he could do that. I used the Heat Wave. Unfortunately, the Ditto dodges the attack, but the Jolteon does not. I used Will-O-Wisp on the Zapdos this time, so both of them are burned. I don't really care about the attack weakness because I know none of them are using physical attacks. But, you know, at least they get the damage per second over time every turn, so that's pretty good. So Burn is probably going to clinch out Jolteon soon. It's now doing some damage to the Ditto, so that's also a bonus. But Jolteon returns for their Gyarados. And now I had forgotten that they still had Gyarados. Intimidate goes off. Again, it's not really a problem for me because we're all special attackers. Like I said, this battle is just a pain in the neck. It just goes on and on. So I go for the Hidden Power, you know, just trying to do something, and it goes for Roost. Well, curse me for putting Roost on my own Zapdos, you know? I figure I do have Roost, but it'd be kind of pointless just to waste attacking turns on it. Want to go for the Hydro Pump on the Jolteon, but they did switch out to the Gyarados, so that didn't do anything for damage-wise. So everyone's kind of, at least I'm in a pinch, because Zapdos is about to die in one hit, but their Ditto is burned, and so is their Jolteon. And Rotom is just kind of hanging out, saying, what can I do? So, switches out the Gyarados again for Jolteon. I kind of figured that was going to happen, so I didn't want to go for any electric moves on the Gyarados, because I figured he was going to switch out to Jolteon anyways, and so I didn't. But the Thunder comes out on my Rotom, zapping it from the heavens with a Thunder Strike. But I survive, and I go for the Hydro Pump on Jolteon, saying, get the hell out of here. I am tired of your Toxic, of your Shadow Balls, of all your garbage. So Jolteon is finally out, which means Gyarados will be out permanently, and hopefully I can finish that off and this Ditto at the same time, or within the same time frame. But unfortunately, Zapdos is going to be defeated, and all I have left is my poor Rotom Wash. But Zapdos does have a burn, so there is a possibility of something good being able to happen. So, again, Intimidate, worthless. Ditto uses the Hidden Power, which is Ice, on my Rotom, doing no form of damage at all. I go for the Volt Switch on the Gyarados. Gyarados is my main priority here because the Zapdos Ditto is poisoned, or is burned, and then Gyarados goes for Earthquake, and I have no idea why they did that, because now Burn is able to finish off Zapdos, and I'm faster than this Gyarados, so I'm going to be able to finish it off and win the battle. I have no idea why they used Earthquake. They could have used any other physical, special, whatever moves, and it probably would have finished me off in at least 1 or 2 hits, but now, because they kind of messed it up, there was the end for Ruby Runner. So, again, I have no idea why they used Earthquake. It seems like some people just forget that Rotom has Levitate as an ability. But you can't forget about that. You honestly cannot forget about those kinds of things. I see it all the time. People always going for Ground-type moves when Rotom's out on the field. Cannot hit Rotom with Ground-type moves unless the ability is removed somehow. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that battle despite how crap it was. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, see you guys next time. And I hope you guys are also playing the Sinnoh Classic Masters Division or Junior Division and having tons of fun, because it's kind of fun for me. This is my first online tournament, and I've been enjoying it as much as I can. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys next time.